Hi, welcome back. I know I haven't done a Hollywood Discharge in a couple weeks, but shut up, Paisley! We're back, okay? And we're going to talk about American Crime Story Impeachment, a show I worked on for a little over a year. And that's going to go into a little bit more about American Horror Story. But first, let's talk about something that I hate more than anything. Being lied to. Being lied to, being told one thing, and then someone doing ding, 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 another, okay? So, I think Hall Monitor of the Universe has come from this, it was birthed from this place of honesty, and it started with shopping carts. I would see people not putting their shopping carts away, and that just, pissed me the fuck off. So I would start telling people. I wouldn't tell people nowadays because everyone's fucking shooting at fucking everybody here in America. So do what you want with your fucking shopping carts. I don't want to die. But I used to go up to people and I would be like, that's not where your shopping cart goes. Or I would be like, is that where you found your shopping cart? Or if there was no shopping cart retrieval places in the parking lot and I would see someone, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And then they start to put it up on the curb. I go, excuse me, hi, yes. If you got it inside, then go put it back the fuck inside. Okay, I would do shit like that. So that's kind of where Hall Monitor of the Universe started. And then it turned into, I've always just been someone that if I see something that I believe is wrong, I will attempt to help people or correct the issue. Why did I get into Hollywood? I don't know. But definitely, certain things, like my ex-boyfriend, for instance. He's an ex for a reason. I should just stay the fuck away from him. But he's a good guy, and I do care for him still. But I really wanted him to come on the show. And in late December, I reached out to him, and I was like, hey, would you come on the show, and we could talk about what we think went wrong with our relationship. He was all for it. He's like, oh my God, I think that'd be so therapeutic. I think it'd be great for us, this and that. And then I've reached out a handful of times to get him on the show and nothing. No response whatsoever. And he's done this my entire life. And when we finally get in touch again, he'll say, oh, I wasn't by my phone. Or, oh, I don't check my phone. Listen, bitches. Listen the fuck, everybody. Everyone checks their phone. You're just not getting back. You've seen the text message. Stop lying. Just say you don't want to text back. Or just say you don't want to do the fucking show. Also, other people that I've reached out, and you know who you are. I'm going to be talking about working with this person in the episode. But why say something and then not do it? And this is what I talk about. Watch people. Don't listen to them. Don't believe people when they say something. Watch them. The biggest thing that I'm going to talk about here, working on in American Crime Story Impeachment, is I got told by multiple people on this show multiple different things that never happened. I was promised by different people that I'd be working constantly on sets. That did not happen. I was told consistently that I'd be booked all the time on impeachment by different people. That didn't happen. And yet I sat there and I just took it. And I just sat there, and instead of going out and about and getting a job in a salon or getting a job back in retail, something that I knew that would actually pay me and give me the money right then, I did it. So that's my fault. I should not have listened to these people in power that they were going to quote unquote take care of me. Okay? That is what their people told me, because these people are just too fucking important a lot of the times. And I get it. I'm not saying that in a rude way. They are. They're fucking busy. They're doing a million fucking things. They're attempting to run the show, yada, yada, yada. But I don't know. I just find if you don't want to do something, there's so much power in saying no. When I was in AA, my sponsor used to say, if someone has a hard no, you can trust their yes. If someone is telling you a truthful no, you can always trust their yes. And I love that. But a lot of the times, I mean, I guess maybe I do it too. No, I'm always pretty fucking honest with people. If I don't want to do something, I say no immediately. And now I know exactly. And maybe some people do say yes, thinking in the moment it's a good idea. But then guess what? If you don't want to fucking do the show, I'm talking to a handful of you, and you already said yes, then just bitch say you don't like it. Say you don't like how cunty I am. Say you don't like the way I'm presenting myself. Say you don't want to come on just because you don't want to come on. Say that you don't want to come on because you don't want to be associated with me. Say that you're too scared to be in front of the camera. There's so many things you could say other than fucking ignoring me. Okay? So this episode is going to be fueled by people ignoring me. Let's talk about American Crime Story impeachment. And if you haven't seen it, actually, welcome to the Hall Monitor. Oh my God, to the Hall Monitor of the Universe show. I say that name probably right like every other time. I need to rename the show. But welcome back to the Hall Monitor of the Universe show. And this is actually Hollywood Discharge, where I talk about a set that I've worked on. And this set, it's very confusing that I have two names going on. I understand. If you want to help or need, like, I need producers, girl. I would love some help. So inbox me and baby, maybe I'll get back to you. Okay? And that's me telling the truth. And we're going to get into lies. Anyways, so let's go before American Crime Story impeachment. Let's go to a set called Ratched. So I booked Ratched. It was this huge call. It was this huge fucking call in Point Mugu, which is out by Ventura, past Malibu in California. And Ratched was probably the cool, I'm not going to get too, because I'm going to do an episode about Ratched. I'm not going to get too into it. But Ratched was the first time I was on a TV show set that I thought, oh my God, I had made it. It was the coolest set I had ever seen. It was a post-war scene on the beach. There were cars on fire, shit on fire. Everyone had, prosthetics. I'll put a picture up of what I look like with prosthetics on. But it was pinch me, I cannot believe this. Like, I remember in the middle of the night, there were dolphins in the ocean around 2 a.m. We were watching them. I got yelled at because I was supposed to be doing something else. But, bitch, there was like 200 extras. This is prior to the pandemic. There was like 200 extras. It was a fucking shit show. But I was so excited because I was going to meet or be around Sarah Paulson. Okay? My dear Sarah Paulson. So, waiting. And what's funny is I watched the show. The show's great. I watched the show, and none of the scene that we shot that took so much money to shoot was even in it. I think the aerial view was in it of like just the shot, and then the pickups that we did later on were in it. Anyways, regardless. So I got to work with the amazing Sarah Paulson. Okay. She ended up telling me later on that, and this is something that I wanted us to like chit chat about, but I have tried to get Sarah on the show and I love her to death, but she's not responding to me over and over again. So I'm just going to tell you my story about it. So excited to be on Ratched. I did see, they were over a month, I believe, in production. I came in a lot late. And they were over all this stuff, so everyone was like, tensions were high, I guess. I mean, I didn't fucking know, because I'm a fucking background actor. And I was just so excited to be there. But I did witness a lot of hostility between Sarah and pretty much everyone. I don't know if that's just the way I saw it, but what ended up happening from that is a few months after that, we went into lockdown, I think. Maybe it was a little bit longer than that. I don't fucking remember. I don't remember timeline-wise, but what ended up happening was when lockdown happened, I just assumed everything was fucked. We were all done. This was it. This is what I've been waiting for. It was it. So I went on TikTok before it was famous to talk about shit like this. And now people are way farther along than me talking about people they waited on and shit like that. I don't know why I can't move forward in the social media game, but maybe I'm just too polarizing. I don't fucking know. That's probably it, okay? But we go into lockdown, and I just decide, well, fuck it, I'm going to talk about everybody. I'm going to talk about everybody that I've worked with and how I rate them. And one of them was Sarah Paulson, and I thought it would be, I don't know what possessed me because I honed in on her. I think it was because I love American Horror, or I loved American Horror Story so much, not so much after I worked on it, but I loved American Horror Story so much, and I loved her in it, that I thought, well, maybe I could get her attention, right? So I started calling her a cunt. And I would be like, and just a little reminder, Sarah Paulson is a cunt. So I did this in numerous videos. We're in lockdown. Months go by and I get a message from Instagram. And it's Miss Sarah Catherine Paulson. Okay, and I believe I got a message. No, I got a like on the video, one of the videos calling her a cunt. And then I got a message. No, I got a follow and then a message. And her saying, I watched you. There is a YouTube video that was up. I put it on private. I will release it again. But she watched the video of me talking about her, about Ratched. And she came to my inbox and she apologized in so many words. She was just like, we were a month over. Tensions were high. Everyone was crazy. If you'd like, I mean, I know exactly the day you're talking about. I would love to talk to you about this. So we started voice memoing, and that was that. I think because of the lockdown and because no one had anything to do, I think is one of the reasons why she reached out to me. She says because she thought I was comical or there was something about me. I can't remember exactly. It was so long ago, but for whatever reason, we start chit-chatting. And from there, her and I go and do a live on social media to get Joe Biden elected, which he did get elected. Woohoo! We got fucking Trump out of there. I'm not saying Joe Biden is doing great, but I am so grateful it's fucking not Trump right now. Okay, so we did do that. You can look that up on YouTube. We did a little live. It was cutesy tootsy. Everyone that I chit-chatted with about this, was like, oh my God, you guys look like old school chums, old school friends. I just think both of her and I are very good at improv, and I really do like her. Like, I think she's really cool. And let's get into working on impeachment and how I got on impeachment. And a little side note, doesn't anyone find it very weird that Ratched season 2 has not went into production yet? Everyone has been paid for it. I don't know how everyone gets paid for that kind of stuff, but the funds were released to Murphy Productions to do Ratched Season 2, and it's not on any agenda, okay? Number one, that's kind of odd, and it's also odd that Paulson and Ryan Murphy nothing is happening with them anymore when they've had such a long, long career together, helping each other out get to a certain place. I do know for a fact something happened, but let's just start thinking about it. Don't we start are these people friends anymore? Are they not? Something's up. Let's get back to impeachment. Okay, so even though I called Sarah Paulson a cunt a million times, I took all those videos down, which in hindsight I should not have. I took all those videos down, and not to keep torturing someone, not that, but because that's part of my story, and I do think in the future everyone's going to be looking back at that. It's going to be almost like a timeline of social media history, and I wish I would not have taken those videos down. But I digress. I took them down because I'm now friends with Sarah Paulson, and and something happened here. Okay, let's just get to this. Something happened here where I completely lost myself. I don't know I think the only people that will understand this are people that have been around celebrities and celebrities that give someone attention. I did hear the word star fucker once on set. There was this sweet girl that was PAing, and she did some stuff that you probably shouldn't have done. I think it was age-wise. I think they should have just told her, don't do this again. But she did get other people involved on impeachment, and she ended up getting fired, but they were calling her a star fucker. And it's you guys, everyone in Hollywood is trying to get somewhere. At one point, Sarah Paulson was a star fucker too, I'm sure. I'm sure everyone has tried to get somewhere on someone's coattails, right? I mean, that's what you're kind of told. You need to meet people in LA, but then when you do, you're labeled a fucking star fucker. Whatever. So, I ask my sweet cunt if I could get a job, and she said yes. So I'm living in Vegas at the time, and I start to travel back and forth and staying on someone's couch, and I start to work on impeachment. And this is in the thick of the pandemic. We're double masked. We are being COVID tested every single day, the day before work and the day of work. We're getting shit shoved up our nose. Every time a man shoved one of those COVID tests up my nose. I know he'd go up to here. I'd immediately start crying. One time I almost punched one of those motherfuckers. Women are better at everything. Okay? They're more kind. If women ran construction, no one would complain about construction. Okay? No woman would sit there and knock out 8 miles of a fucking freeway and demolish it. They do it mile by motherfucking mile. Men are the worst. Anyways, so what was I saying? What were we talking about? What? Okay, so first day on set, I got there a little late. I had bleached out hair. I had to color it, obviously. Well, originally they were going to do a wig, which I'm glad I didn't do because I could not have worn a wig every single fucking day on that set. But, I darkened my hair for it. I was like a dirty blonde, whatever. First day on set, it was a scene with Paulson. We were in the Pentagon on impeachment, and we were doing a hallway scene, and this is the first time that she sees me in person. We've only been over social media and on our live together, and it was the most intoxicating experience. So I was with this other background actor. We were set in the scene. He was this tall, gorgeous man, and who ended up, I believe, being removed from set because he was fucking aggressive, and he got aggressive with me and Sarah, like, at one point. So I'll tell you why, or I'll tell you about that. But, she walks by me, and I make eye contact with her, and I look away, and then she stops, and she's dressed as Linda Tripp, okay? So it's like the hair, the fat suit, the all the stuff, right? I mean, she looks unrecognizable. She looks just like Linda Tripp. And being a child that grew up watching the O.J. Simpson, or not the O.J. Simpson trial, the fucking Monica Lewinsky scandal, or the Bill Clinton scandal. Let's stop calling it the Monica Lewinsky scandal. He was the president. It was the Bill Clinton scandal. Oh. Anyways, so she sees me. She comes up, and she says hi, and she keeps saying, oh my God, I cannot believe how tall you are. And I'm like, what? You thought I was like some short little shit? And she was like, yeah, pretty much. No, bitch, I'm a tall motherfucking bitch. 6 foot, okay? 6 foot. So we end up doing scene. She tells me after scene to go meet her. So we go and walk her dog, Winnie, little Winnie. And we have our first conversation. It was fantastic. I was like, pinch me. I cannot believe this is happening. I literally thought, okay, I am friends with Sarah Paulson. The struggle is coming to an end. I know I'm funny. I know I'm smart. I know I'm talented. I know I'm cute enough. I know I'm all these things. Everything that everyone's been telling me, I got to this point. Oh my God. I'm on a huge Ryan Murphy production. I am friends with Sarah Paulson, the fucking executive producer, the star of the show. This is it. Like, I am not going to have to worry about anything ever again. So we filmed for like a year. A little under or over a year on the show. I work probably 2 to 5 days a week. The 5 days a week is how I could have survived. The 2 is not. As production went on, I would get booked less and less. I would reach out to Sarah's assistant, Britt, and is what I was told to do. I would ask her if there was maybe any other shows. She would always say, yeah, I'll get back to you. She would never get back to me. Casting, kind of the same thing. I'm not blaming casting because it's my friend in casting. I don't think she has a fucking busy ass job, overworked, underpaid. I don't think anything to do with that. But I was doing what I thought I should do. I was reaching out to these people. I was doing what I was being told by other people to do. And what I should have been doing is I should have been getting into a salon and doing this as an extra. That's what I should have been doing. But whether it was said to me and I didn't hear it, it was not. But I'm an adult and I should be taking care of my own shit. Is what at the end of the day, I shouldn't be blaming anyone else, right? But then no one else should be saying, we're going to help you out. We're going to make... I literally had a conversation. This is cutting to from impeachment. So from impeachment, that long ass haul, I went into American Horror Story, which American Horror Story was the same thing. I talked about it on the pod. American Horror Story was even worse. Impeachment, for the most part, was treated wonderfully, okay? There was one day, girl, let's talk about this one day before we get into Horror Story. This one day, it was pouring rain in Los Angeles. It doesn't really pour rain in Los Angeles, we know this, right? But it was pouring rain in Los Angeles. We're filming on the Fox lot. Our holding is in a garage where the cars are removed, so we're sitting in the garage. It was fine, it was lovely, it was covered. It didn't get too cold. It was fine. I loved it. If you had a little jacket, cool. And it was easy to get to set, okay? This day it was pouring rain. They move us to another holding, which is closer to set and has tents. So I am sitting in full costume in this ugly-ass fucking suit, in full costume, and it is fucking raining cats and dogs around me, okay? All of a sudden, the fucking tent gives way, and next to me, this other extra, he is doused like the Jurassic Park ride at Universal Studios. Okay, just fucking drenched, and I'm like, that's it! That's it! This is bullshit! And I start yelling, okay? The PA comes running over Ted. Ted, I love you, baby. I don't know where you went. I don't know. You disappeared but love you, baby. Ted came up and he's like, Chris, I told you to come inside. Paisley? Chris, I told you to come inside. Why are you out here? I said, Ted, you never told me to come inside. You never once told me to come inside. You're making that shit up. Just give me the fuck inside. So they got me inside. That is the one good thing about knowing Paulson. I think they were scared, okay? So they brought me inside. But then that poor guy that got wet, I don't even know what fucking happened. They left the other people outside, and that's Hollywood, baby. There isn't enough room for everybody, so the extras get left in the rain. And then the extras get in trouble for getting wet. I kid you not. I have been left in the rain before. I get to set, I'm wet. The fucking PAs will get pissed at you because you're wet. When it's literally production's fault for being wet! Okay, so impeachment is winding down. I move over to American Horror Story. And we're filming there. It's filming in Van Nuys, which is close to my house, which is great. And just going from impeachment where I was treated really well. And I'm telling you these shitty stories, but everything else was great. Everyone treated me like Michelle, the AD. Love you, baby. She always treated me with kindness. She'd come up and hug me. She was so lovely. And there are good people in Hollywood, but I think a lot of the times these people are just so busy that they come off as fucking rude, right? But Hollywood needs to fucking make shit better, regardless. So I get to American Horror Story. I'm working on American Horror. I'm not working with Paulson a lot. I'm working with Leslie Grossman, who is funny and wacky, and like I chit-chatted with her the first day. I was like, hey, we were like in the restroom line together. I told her like we have a mutual friend. I said, Sarah Paulson, should we start chit-chatting, whatever. I just found it so funny. Leslie Grossman, each time we were on set, and I was on set multiple days. She never knew her lines. And each day she'd always be like, oh, this is the worst day I've ever had that I don't know my lines. And I'd be like, bitch, you don't fucking ever know your lines, okay? You're sitting here on a top show while everyone around you is trying to get to your place, and you're coming in and disrespecting fucking everybody every single day, holding up production because you don't know your motherfucking lines, and it's like a page and a half. It's not even that fucking hard to memorize. So I witnessed that. I worked with Paulson one day. She doesn't even know because I was in such a tit at the end of this. Because the day prior to that, I think Paulson was there. I don't know what happened, but I went up to her assistant and I was worried because I'm like, I don't have any work. I don't know, like, what do I need to do? It was pretty much, which, like I said earlier, I should have just been taking care of myself, but I'm being told you'll be booked, yada, yada, yada. So I go up to Britt and she's very kind. I don't think Britt likes me. And I don't think she likes me. I don't know what else to say. I think because I was talking shit about Paulson first, and then we became friends. She doesn't trust me. I'm sure after this, she's not going to trust me at all because I'm fucking talking about her. But I could feel she didn't trust me, so I didn't really believe her. But she was like, oh my God, we'll get you over to 911, which 911 was... I don't even think they got me over there. I booked it by myself, and it was a fucking shit show. That's another day. But it was actually the last day I ever worked as a background actor, was on 911. But they tell me these things just to get me out of their face, and then I think they would just stop thinking about me, which is totally normal. But there I am, depressed, lonely, whatever. And I don't know how else to say this. And this is not anyone else's fault, but I got to the place with the pandemic being locked up, LA not having anything to do, me working and not making enough money. You know, I had this moment where I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be taken care of. I am friends with Sarah Paulson. She is an executive producer. She's a star. She's a fucking phenomenal actor. Every time I was on set with her, when I got to be in scene with her, she did stuff different every single time. I would watch in amazement at how stellar of an actor she is. And then when we would cut, I would just watch how terribly she would treat everybody. And this is me being friends with her. She wouldn't treat me like that, but she did confirm that what I was seeing on Ratched is kind of how she works. And I do know that, like, you can work however you want to work. Making everyone fear you is kind of what she does. But I've also worked with people like Jennifer Garner and Anna Faris who run a show and executive produce, and they were fucking lovely, and their performances, I mean, I don't think that their performances suffered from not being a bitch to everybody. You know, and I reached out to Paulson in January, and I was like, I'd love for you to come on and us chit-chat about how we met. I think it'd be great for people to hear that, like, how crazy of a story it is, how we worked together, how I called you a cunt multiple times online, how you reached out, how we became friends, how we did a live, how we did all this kind of stuff. I think it'd be really cool to show people how kind of honesty will get you into this crazy area. But ever since then, I got one message back saying she was somewhere, we'll get together, and that's like a month ago. And I've texted repeatedly with no response. And this is the thing. Going back to the beginning, just say you don't fucking want to do it. Just say you can't do it. Just say you don't you think I'm polarizing. You think I'm ridiculous. You think I'm going nowhere. You don't like me. The only reason that you even were nice to me is because I was calling you a cunt and you wanted me to shut the fuck up. That's what I feel like it is. Okay? That's what I feel like it is. I feel like I was put in a corner. I was kind of shown the light. Like, oh my God, you've been working so hard to become this actor, this writer, this stuff. Oh my God, you're almost there. And then it was, whoosh. But I don't even think anyone thinks like that. I don't think Sarah even thinks of me like that. I don't think Sarah thinks of me at all. And that's what I think. Okay? I don't think any of these people, they're so busy and powerful and famous that we're nothing, that I'm nothing, right? And it's kind of freeing a little bit because I'm going to just be completely honest. Ever since that intoxicating moment on impeachment where she talked to me and then we went for a walk and then numerous times working on set with her and her giving me attention, I was kind of blown away by it. It was like almost like I was touching the sun. I was like, oh my God, I'm so close to not struggling anymore. I'm so close to maybe getting that part that I want, that comedic, funny part that I was always meant to play. Like, I'm almost there. But they don't think like that. I think actors think about themselves. Okay, and then they have friends, but they are friends with people that they can't compete with. I'm not saying we're competing. Like, Sarah Paulson is fucking beyond anything I'll ever be, beyond any actor I'll ever be, beyond any talent I'll ever be. But definitely, I've learned a lot, and I just think, like, I gotta get rid of this. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I feel like I became obsessed over a celebrity, and everything started to go into that because I thought, I'm gonna give her all this energy so that I can get some back so then I cannot struggle. And thus, I'm now living again in my mom's guest bedroom in motherfucking Waco, Texas. So look where it landed me, becoming obsessed over a celebrity. Look where it landed me. But guess what? I'm doing good. I'm in a salon full time. I'm fucking whipping people's hair around. Everyone loves, well, not everybody, but lots of people love me doing their hair here in fucking Central Texas. Still, I'm doing the pod, right? And who knows? Maybe Sarah Paulson will come on and we can discuss this and chit chat. I do think, I don't know if I'm going to post this because I think this is a lot. This is too honest. But if I do think I'm probably never going to hear from her again. I'm definitely never going to hear from her assistant again, girl, who comes in, watches my stories sometimes, girl, and then pops in and pops out. So, anywho, if you like this, please rate it. We're on Apple, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on everywhere podcasts can be found. And that's that. Love you. Love some of you. Smooches. Bye. If you or anyone you know has ever been personally victimized by a celebrity, inbox me. tell me your story. Let me know what happened. You can come on, chit chat, or I could just take notes and tell your own story. Thanks.